Have you ever wondered? What if dinosaurs never truly disappeared? What if, somewhere deep inside an untouched forest, one of them was waiting to be born? This is the unbelievable story of a lonely bear and the secret that changed an entire world. Thousands of miles away from the nearest town, hidden beneath towering pine trees and ancient mountains, lay Blackwood Forest, a place so old that even maps seemed to forget it existed. The local people had one simple rule: never enter the forest after sunset. They spoke of strange lights floating between the trees, mysterious sounds echoing through the night, and creatures no one could explain. Most people laughed at those stories, until one storm changed everything. Dark clouds swallowed the sky. Thunder cracked so loudly it shook the mountains. Rain poured endlessly, turning small streams into raging rivers. Birds abandoned their nests. Wolves hid inside caves. Even the oldest animals sensed something unusual was coming. Then, a brilliant light ripped across the sky. It wasn't lightning. It wasn't a plane. It was something much larger. The glowing object streaked through the clouds like a blazing comet before crashing deep inside Blackwood Forest. The impact shook the earth. Trees bent violently. A massive explosion echoed for miles. And then, silence. Not far from the crash lived Bruno, a massive brown bear. Unlike other bears, Bruno lived completely alone. Years earlier, hunters had driven his family away. Some never returned. Since then, Bruno trusted no one. His days were simple: search for food, protect his territory, survive another day. That evening, Bruno noticed something strange. The forest had gone completely quiet. No birds, no insects, no animal sounds, only an eerie silence. Curious, Bruno followed the scent of burning earth. Step by step, he walked deeper into parts of the forest he had never explored before. The smell grew stronger. The air felt warm, finally. The trees opened into a gigantic crater. Smoke drifted into the sky. The ground still glowed with heat. At the center of the crater sat something impossible. It wasn't a rock. It wasn't metal. It was an enormous egg, nearly as tall as Bruno himself. Its shell shimmered with glowing green veins that pulsed like a heartbeat. Bruno slowly approached. The strange object radiated warmth. He sniffed it cautiously. Whatever was inside, it was alive. Suddenly, a low growl echoed behind him. Bruno turned. 3 hungry wolves emerged from the shadows. They had smelled something unusual too. The largest wolf stepped closer, staring at the glowing egg. To them, it wasn't a mystery. It was food. The wolves charged. Bruno roared with incredible force. The forest echoed with his voice. One wolf lunged. Bruno swung his massive paw, sending it rolling across the ground. Another attacked from behind. Bruno spun and drove it away. The leader hesitated. Then, all 3 wolves retreated into the darkness. For a moment, everything was quiet again. Bruno looked back at the glowing egg. It remained untouched. Without understanding why, he sat beside it, almost as if he had decided to protect it. Night slowly covered the forest. The stars appeared between the trees. The strange green glow became brighter. Bruno rested near the egg, but he couldn't sleep. Something felt different. Then, tap. Bruno lifted his head. Another sound. Tap. Tap. The glowing veins across the shell pulsed faster. Tiny cracks appeared. Bruno slowly stood. The cracks spread across the giant shell. Pieces began falling away. The light inside became almost blinding. Bruno took one cautious step backward. The entire forest seemed to hold its breath. Then, crack. The shell split open. A tiny green claw reached out. Moments later, a small dinosaur slowly climbed out of the broken shell. Its emerald scales shimmered in the moonlight. Its golden eyes blinked for the very first time. It looked around the silent forest. Then, its eyes met Bruno's. The little creature tilted its head. It slowly walked toward the enormous bear. Bruno stood completely still. The baby dinosaur gently touched Bruno's paw with its tiny nose and let out a soft, happy chirp, as if it already knew him, as if it believed Bruno was its parent. Bruno stared in complete disbelief. He had no idea what this strange creature was. He only knew one thing: its life now depended on him. But neither of them noticed. High above the crater, hidden among the trees, a mysterious figure lowered a pair of binoculars. The stranger quietly whispered, "I finally found it." A camera shutter clicked. Click. The flash disappeared into the darkness. The figure smiled and vanished into the night.
The mysterious egg was never the real secret. It was only the beginning. Deep beneath Blackwood Forest, something ancient has just awakened. A terrifying new enemy is coming. Can Bruno protect the baby dinosaur? Find out in episode 2. Subscribe now and don't miss the next adventure of Wild Tales Studio.